Good afternoon. All right, this is a mimer from the Rebbe on the year Tafshin Lamed Tet. It is one of the Maimorim that the Chassidim heard and they copied, but they didn't give it into the Rebbe to be corrected or to put the footnotes in. Usually the Rebbe, in the most miraculous way, would go over everything that he said, and he would put tens and tens of footnotes, exact sources with exact pages, which he would do everything with amazing speed and quickness, but not always did they give the Maimorim into the Rebbe. So this is one that the Rebbe said in 1977 about Passover. Now, it's a very important thing that all Jews should know, that not only did God take us out of Egypt, but something similar to that is going to happen in the future. We're waiting for it to happen any instant, and we're very disappointed it hasn't already happened, namely some sort of a future redemption. The same way that God took us out of Egypt from physical bondage and gave us freedom, and so it will be also in the future. Of course, the obvious problem is we are not in physical bondage now. Well, what type of problems were? And not only that, even back then, the Torah tells us that the Jews wanted to go back to Egypt after they left. They wanted to go back, which sort of makes sense because God completely decimated all of Egypt. So the Jews could have gone back there and be rulers, give the Egyptians a little taste of their own medicine. But that's not what God wanted. He didn't want a nation of leaders. He wanted a nation of servants, but they had to be servants of Him. One of the bad things about a leader is that he wants to receive. He wants everybody to, if it's not a good leader, so he gets everything for free. Everybody serves him. He doesn't have to serve anybody. A true leader is a person that serves values and wants to take all the people in the country to a higher values and higher meaning. For some people, the only values was conquering the world, like Alexander and those people, Hitler and those. but that still is it's a type of values, even though it's very destructive and bad values. God wanted to take the Jews out of Egypt for the highest value that there can be, namely making the world the way the Creator wants it to be. The Creator is God. Only one Creator. And God created the world with a purpose. Like the Bible tells us that God created the world and He put man in it. And man was supposed to work, la'avda or l'shama, he had to work in order to fix up the world. So the purpose of man was not to receive, rather it was to give, to fix up, to work. And to work constantly. But He's working for the Creator of the universe. So that's pretty good. A person that lands a job, in the president's cabinet or something, he's pretty happy. Unless you don't like the president. But generally speaking, if the president is a good person, there's no higher position than that. It's so proud. Well, some people, they like to serve in the army. Like, you're so proud to be able to serve your whole entire country, or for the sake of mankind, or for the sake of truth, or the sake of, ideally, I guess that's what the Nobel Prizes are supposed to be, that people are selfless, and they contribute something to mankind. They're not thinking about themselves. In any case, the ultimate purpose of the Jewish people is what's called to serve God. In fact, that's the purpose of all mankind, is to serve God. That's the problem with all the religions there are in the world. All of the religions are designed to give you some sort of a comfort of a profit. Of a profit, you invest your life and your energy in this particular religion, and they guarantee you're going to get a payoff, either in this world or in the world to come, or in both. And Judaism is not that way. Abraham, the first Jew, never thought about what he was going to get, except one time he wanted to have a child, so to carry out his way. But except for that, Abraham never thought about what he was going to get. And in fact, he didn't really get very much. God promised him that your children are going to be like the stars in the sky and the sand on the sea. And you're going to get the land of Canaan. And he didn't get either one of those things. And Yitzchak, his son, didn't get it. And Jacob and Joseph and even Moses didn't get it. So the purpose of Judaism, therefore, is to connect with the Creator of the universe, to serve the Creator of the universe, to do what the Creator of the universe wants in order to perfect the world. What's going to be the benefit? That's up to God. God is ultimately good, and He'll decide what the results are. I mean, nothing can be more despicable and impossible than for a father to sacrifice his own son. And that's what God asked Abraham to do, exactly the opposite of everything Judaism stands for. And what a human being stands for, what humanity stands for. But because God asked Abraham to do it, and Abraham knows that God is good, so he knew that something was good was going to come out of it. Of course, not for himself, but for God. So that's going out of Egypt. Going out of Egypt means going out of thinking about yourself and starting to be able to think about the Creator and doing what the Creator wants and giving to the Creator. Now, when we went out of Egypt, so we went a little bit out of our egotism, but not very much. We saw that the Jews worshiped the golden calf, etc. They complained all the time. To this very day, 3,300 years of constant complaining. Jews are very good at complaining. Well, in the future, there won't be any complaining. Sorry to let everybody down, but there won't. What will there be? Well, complaining comes because you think about yourself. So, in the future, there's going to be only doing what the Creator wants, fixing up the world. That's what the Creator wants. He wants the world to be fixed up. Asher bora Elokim la'asot. God made the world on earth to be fixed up. Now let's go back. The prophet Micha, well over 2,000 years ago, made a prophecy, and he said, just like when you went out of Egypt, again, the going out of Egypt was like 1,300 years before that. The Jews got more actually. The Jews got out of Egypt 3,331 years ago, as of this speech, as of today. We've got a week. And this prophecy was made like in the beginning, somewhere, the end of the first temple, the beginning of the second temple, Micha. And it says, like the days of your going out of Egypt, I will show you miracles. And it says in the Zohar, and it's brought in the Maimorim of the Rebbes, like the days of your going out of Egypt. It should say like the day. How long did it take the Jews to get out of Egypt? 1 day. That's the big miracle. The Jews didn't like sort of, sneak out of Egypt through a back door, or gradually sort of take their time and slink out of Egypt. All the Jews left Egypt at one time. There were about 3 million Jews left, and it says that the vast majority of the Jews were left back in Egypt. It says only 1/5 of the Jews got out. According to one opinion, 1/50th, and according to another opinion, 1/500th of the Jews got out. A lot of Jews were in Egypt. In any case, they all got out in 1 day, but that's not what the prophet Micha says. He says, like the days that you left Egypt, so I will show you miracles in the future redemption, which we'll talk about, God willing, soon.